It's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to be speaking on behalf of the digital archive footprints. But just on behalf of everyone, thank you for having us today and choosing our project. It's amazing to see a lot of familiar faces. Yeah, again, a pleasure to be here. The digital archive footprints. It's a project that is carried by four people. Myself, Billy Fo, MuseumsLab 2022 alumni, working at Savvy Contemporary in Berlin. Melissa Kirkwood, who couldn't join us today because of the time difference, but who is the co-founder of the Milele Museum and a 2023 MuseumsLab alumni. Atang Arnold, who is in the call and is the founder of the Space Botswana 2023 MuseumsLab alumni, and Caroline Heinle, who works at the Naturkunde Museum. Next slide, please. So just to give you a bit of context behind the project, the project came about as a result of ongoing conversations we've been having, identifying that in the restitution discourse going on right now, there's an increasing demand in terms of addressing natural, history and science collections based in the West. And it comes at a time where a lot of the source communities on the ground, particularly on the African continent, which is our focus, are trying to reconnect with indigenous knowledge and also local knowledge on the ground. But what happens is that they're usually confronted to, this archives being fragmented in the sense that a big part of it is in the West. So with the project, what we're trying to do is to address, how we can reconnect or like create this bridge between the archives fragmented and present in the West, but also on the African continent. Um, Next slide, please. And the way we're trying to address that is by bringing together this collective of four individuals based in different geographies, but also having different research interests. We want to start by doing in-person research in the different geographies we all inhabit, but also accessing archival materials. And that's where the collaboration with the Naturkunde Museum here in Berlin, but also hopefully access to other databases such as that of the Botanical Garden will play a very important role. The idea is to have a series of workshops that will primarily focus on 3D scanning. And this, connects to the digitization effort, which ties into the platform which was built by the Milele Museum, which, if we move to the next slide, I can share a bit more about. Yeah, so the Millennium Museum, as I mentioned earlier, was co-founded by Melissa Kirkwood. And the idea of the Millennium Museum was in the context of restitution, how we can also address it through the digital realm. The reason why we choose to explore this in the digital realm is the fact that it not only speaks to a much younger audience, which forms a large percentage of the African continent, but also because of the fact that it allows people in their different geographies to be able to access it. So the aim of the project is that through all this research done remotely, but also in person here in Berlin, we'll be able to gather data, to gather information that will allow us to fit this platform, which is already existing, and would also foster cross-collaborative research and approaches on the African continent. Yeah, I think that's the last slide. So hopefully you can meet us in a virtual stand. We'll be happy to share a bit more about it. And my fellow project colleagues, Atang and Caroline, who are in the call, will be happy to have you over there. Thank you.